Hi, I'm Catherine Halpin, the founder of the Halpin Companies. I'm here today to follow up on my first four videos about the 7 simple solutions to the Great Resignation. They'll also work for quiet quitting too. All of my work is geared toward that. I have a very soft Mississippi way of bringing some really crystal clear accountability to the workplace. But helping you do that in a encouraging and empowering and engaging way. So the fifth simple solution is to help your people grow your company by getting out of what I call maniac mode. Now the tone is set at the top, so you might want to listen to this as if you, in fact, were in maniac mode, because if your people are in maniac mode, guess where they learned it? They learned it from you. So what do I mean by maniac mode? I mean being overbooked, moving with a pace and an intensity that is unsustainable in the long term. You know, what we as founders and entrepreneurs and business owners and business executives do is we rationalize, well, it's just not the right time. Just not the right time to slow down. But it's never going to be the right time, so you might as well try a different approach, because I'm going to just share with you my experience about the high cost of being in maniac mode. I was a CPA in my earlier career, and I couldn't see the forest for the trees. I thought everything was urgent, and I was the best person to do everything. Does that resonate? If you're the business owner, but you're wearing 12 or 25 hats, well, guess what? Then you're in maniac mode, most likely, trying to switch from all those hats all day, every day. So I have 9 simple, practical time management habits that I didn't invent, but I did organize them and gave some of them special names. And the first one is to give yourself 20 minutes before every Zoom or every face-to-face meeting. Well, why do you need 20 minutes? Well, you need a chance to regulate your liquids and maybe get a snack. And then you need a time to document, maybe an email or your planner pad or whatever you use, what outcomes of the last meeting. What did you promise people? What did they promise you? And then you need time to think about this upcoming meeting. Who's coming into my office, or who am I going to meet on Zoom, or whose office am I going to? And what's the purpose of the meeting? Who called the meeting? What role am I supposed to play? What outcome should we try to drive towards? What difficult issues do I need to get out on the table? That's habit number 1. Habit number 2 is to do a brain dump. And a brain dump is just a to-do list, which you're all doing, but it's on steroids. So it has the community commitments, the family commitments, the church commitments, whatever, neighborhood commitments. Get it all out. This is not an effective repository for your to-do list. Do a brain dump. The third habit is just to review your calendar. Make sure it's up to date. Make sure that all those devices are syncing properly, because you want to talk about mayhem. If those things, the syncs fall apart, then it's going to be chaos. And the fourth habit, once you've reviewed your calendar, you know it's accurate, it's up to date, and you've done your brain dump, the next step is to scroll your fingers through the brain dump and the calendar and ask yourself some tough questions. I call this a commitments review exercise. Do I have a commitment to this project or event or volunteer role? Does my company have a commitment to this? So often we get stuck in roles and we no longer have a commitment, but it's just habit, and we're just not being useful. We're not adding value. And most importantly, it's taking up our free time. And then habit number 5 is to do project work time. I try to get people to work fewer hours, and most of my clients report that since they met me, they make more money and work less hours. And yeah, it's for the same reason. It's being in maniac mode. When you're working long hours, the fatigue takes a toll on you, and it impairs your judgment. And this research has shown that now. I knew that 30 years ago when I was a CPA, but the research now bears that out. That, it makes us stupid trying to multitask and try to work long hours. I reference that in my book, Alignment for Success, bringing out the best in yourself, your teams, and your company. And then, so habit number 5 is to do the project work time. Schedule that on the calendar as if it was a meeting with your most important client or customer or your board chair or your CEO. And then even if you have to move it because some client situation arises perhaps, or something else where your team needs you to get hands-on involved for a little while, at least you've put it into existence and you can just reschedule it so that you can get away from doing your work at night and on the weekends. And the sixth habit is to prepare for meetings better. So I have the 5 P's about measuring progress in your meetings and moving projects forward in my ebook that, by the way, is available on Amazon. And then habits 7, 8, and 9 are what I call strategic think time. Think time to delegate more effectively. Think time to solve a problem once and for all so it doesn't keep recurring. And think time to think about the gap between where you are and where you want to be. This could be the gap in your salary, how many hours a week you're working. Could be the gap in where the company should be, where you think it should be, where your career is, and where you think it should be. The current reality versus that gap. That I call that creative tension think time, and that phrase was coined by Peter Senge, the noted author and lecturer at places like Harvard. So those are the 7 simple solutions to getting out of maniac mode that will then help you turn around the Great Resignation and stem the quiet quitting. Because when people have a chance to think for a minute, to catch their breath, then they'll realize, oh, I'm in the wrong job, or I'm in the wrong company, or I love my job and I love this company and I really want to engage effectively. The key for all of you that are in any kind of supervisory or management or leadership role is to customize your engagement with your people. Make it personalized. And this is one way to do it. If you see somebody in maniac mode, you could just share with them this ebook or bring up one of these simple solutions. So watch me, follow me on LinkedIn, and watch me for, I got 2 or 3 more videos to do to give you the full package of the 7 simple solutions to the Great Resignation. Thanks for watching.